Hello, this is George with Boston German Shepherd. We're here this morning with Rosa, and what we're going to do in this video is how to get our new dog used to our new home. And so that can work in several ways. The whole family may get a new home and bring the already owned dog with it, or you may rescue a dog, or you may get a puppy. Really, what we're going to do in this video would apply to either of those other cases as well. So whether you get a new home, your whole family, and you take your dog that you had for the last year, 2, 5, 10 into your new home, or if you get a rescue dog, and even if you get a puppy, you want to go through these basic steps that we're going to go through. And so sometimes with a rescue dog especially, there might be an added anxiety, and what I'm going to show you in this video will go a long way to help with that. And the thing is that dogs are territorial. They want to know what is in their immediate surroundings, and they want to know their boundaries and what their territory actually consists of. And so we're going to do just a little walkthrough here in the home, and then we're going to go outside, and we're going to go around the property a little bit and just get the dog familiar with the home and the immediate property. And so whether you live in a big city or whether you live in the country, the dog doesn't care. It has to get used to the surroundings that it is in. So in the home and out in the yard, you want to be taking initially to get your dog used to the new home, I would say 3 or 5 times a day. Put the dog on the leash and purposely walk the perimeter of the home inside, walk the perimeter of the home outside. So if you have a real big property, 10 acres, well, just what you use as your little living yard space there, right? And so you don't have to go too far afield with that. And then the other thing is you want to have all the familiar things for the dog, especially if you're moving into a new home with a already pre-owned dog, or however you would say that. You want to have all the dog's things, and we're going to go through that. And then if you have a rescue dog or a new puppy, you really want to have some patience with the whole process. So 3, 5 times a day, and I think that will go a long way in a short period to get the dog used to its environment. Very natural. They're very anxious, of course, when they're in an area that's unfamiliar, and people are that way too. You get a new job or whatever, you meet some new people, you want to have some familiarity, and that takes experience, time, and so this is basically what we're doing here. It's very basic, and yet it's altogether necessary because it is basic. And so I'll walk with Rosa. Now Rosa is our dog. She is pretty familiar with the home, but you'll see even with that she's going to snip here and there, and especially outside. And so whether your dog is especially of the anxious type, sometimes you get that where a dog may have some real anxiety going on, again with the rescue type dog, or not. It doesn't matter. That routine of familiarizing the anxious dog or the not so anxious dog with the new surroundings, that is what you have to do, right? And so I think you're going to be surprised how far that will go to getting an anxious dog settled into his or her new home. And so let's take a little walk with Rosa. Come on, Rosa. Good, good. Good, good. Come. So some dogs may sniff and check every little corner. Again, Rosa is familiar with the home, and we did a couple of trial runs here with how we were going to lay out the video, but nonetheless, this is what you want to do. Just do an inside perimeter walk and an outside perimeter walk. And so I think you can see that Rosa is pretty comfortable, and I'm not surprised. The dog bed, if you already have the dog, and you bring it into a new home with yourself, the whole family gets a new home. You want to have all that stuff set up and familiar toys and smells and things that the dog is comfortable with and acquainted with, and that's going to lower the anxiety and the stress for the dog. And so again, it's I'm saying these things, it's very basic, but you get busy and you're doing a whole lot, especially moving. Very stressful, one of the 10 most actually top 3 stressful things that you can do in life, move. The dog needs to be familiar, and you need to make sure that you're doing these few routines, these few exercises of walking the perimeter inside and outside with the dog. Well, if you don't do it, then you're not going to get the benefit of it, right? And that's why I'm making the video, so you can, in spite of the fact that so much is going on, you're going to take that time 3-5 times a day to familiarize your dog with the perimeter inside, the surroundings inside, the perimeter outside, the surroundings outside. And of course, on top of that, some exercise and throw the ball. But this specific routine for the specific purpose of getting the dog familiar with its territory. And so I don't want to belabor that point, but I think that it's very important to understand, and you'll see the benefits, as I said. Come on, Rosa. Come. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Uh-oh. There's a bone up there on the couch. I'm surprised she didn't take it. So we're going to go outside right now, and we'll just walk the perimeter out there. Good girl. Rosa. Come. Good girl. Good girl. Good. I'm sure you'll see a little more investigating, sniffing, and smelling. Brushed her out for the video, little would you know it. Yeah. Whatever she wants to stop and smell for a minute or two, that's fine. Do keep her moving to accomplish what you want to do. You can't you don't want to make it a half-hour walk, just 5 to 10 minutes, and that will, again, get the dog familiar. So 5 to 10 minutes, 3 or 5 times a day. Good. I do like these extension leashes. If you know how to control them, they're pretty good. You can make it real short or you can let it out. This one goes to 15 feet, so once you get the hang of it, they're really, really good. Nope, nope, come, come. Come, 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 come. No, no, come, come. All right, all right. Sit, sit. Well, I think you get the idea. It's very basic, and we did kind of set the whole thing up, right? But it makes the point of the exercise, the routine, to get your dog comfortable with your new home or its new home in the case of a rescue or a brand new puppy. And so, as I said, a few times a day will go a long way to relieve your dog's anxiety and stress. And so, until next time, this is George with Watchman German Shepherds. If you have not subscribed to the channel, please do. Appreciate that. Like and share, comments and questions. We do appreciate all that interacting. And until next time, the Lord bless you as you trust Him. And have a great day.